Please stand by for further details. We return you now to your regularly scheduled program.
Hello to those of you who are feeling called to this reading in particular. Welcome to your mystery reading. So the first thing that we're going to do is shuffle out a card from the Prisma Visions Tarot to get the context or the general energy of your reading. If you'd like to be a part of the community that I'm trying to create, subscribe and hit that notification bell. And if you're interested, you can also find me on TikTok. The link to that will be in the description. And before I get you your first card, remember that this is a general reading that could be meant for more than one person. So if you're struggling to find meaning in a message, that's okay. Just let it go, because it might just be meant for someone else. And if it truly was meant for you, the universe and your spirit guides will make that obvious to you either sometime during this reading or sometime during your journey. So I saw the number 44. That could be a very significant number for someone. It feels like there's something like about your foundation, but the message isn't strong, but it also isn't light. It's like moderate. Maybe there's something in your life about your foundation at home, at work, your car, your money, whatever, those things. Maybe there's something that you need to take a little more seriously. I was also flashed the Judgment card while I was shuffling, and in this deck the Judgment card has a door. I don't want to say it's almost like a door to a portal, but like the door's open in the image and it like swirls. I don't know how to describe it. It swirls until there's like a small black hole in the middle. Like, it feels like there's an opportunity here that is attractive to you. Like, it feels like the mystery of it is trying to lure you in. Okay, so we have the Devil in reverse with the root chakra and Capricorn. I'm not sure what the planet is, and honestly the element either. When it comes to symbols, it can be hard for me to remember them, because I get them confused. I know that dyslexia runs in our family, but I've never been like tested for it or anything like that. But man, the way that I switch things up is wild. Maybe there could be something significant here about dyslexia for someone. But with the Devil in reverse here, I really feel like someone is releasing themselves from something. There's a strong sense of liberation here. And now the message with the door luring you in with the mystery, this opportunity, that makes a lot more sense now. This opportunity could be spiritual, mental, or emotional. Maybe it has something to do with your passions or just your passionate energy in general, and working with that fire that already exists within you. Someone here, you either already are not bound by your fears, or you're working on it. I just saw 3, 4, 5, so it looks like you're working on it. Trust that everything happens for a reason, that you are where you are for a reason. I feel like you're being called to trust the process, and don't be afraid to communicate with the universe and or your spirit guides to help keep you focused and to definitely help you keep your faith. Because honestly, I know whenever like I'm having a hard day and struggling to believe in what's possible, I just, like my inner voice, it speaks to the universe and my spirit guide saying like, okay, I'm struggling today, you got to show me some magic or something like that to help keep me going. So it does feel like there's a little bit of an energy here about ask and you shall receive. I just saw 4, 3, 2. There's something here, ask and you shall receive, being related to where you are right now. This could also be about asking for help, whether it's in like this physical reality from a professional or something like that, or from family or friends, or it could be help in a spiritual way with the universe and your spirit guides. I feel really, really drawn to the idea of asking for help from the universe and your spirit guides. And I also feel that there's something here about magic. The magician might be significant. Definitely keep an open mind about what magic actually is, because I think that the truth is that there's a logical reason to explain everything, but sometimes it looks like magic just because we don't understand it. So maybe there's something spiritual that the universe and your spirit guides want you to have a much deeper understanding of. And I feel like it's about your fears. You could be being called to do shadow work, to be a light worker, to maybe when it comes to your career, like your purpose feels like it has something to do with, it could be faith, like spiritual things, or it's like helping people in some way. You're feeling called somewhere that you feel like gives you a sense of purpose. The number 999 could be significant before you pursue whatever you feel your purpose is, whatever you feel called to do. The first thing you need to do is overcome your fears. Depression could be something here that you struggle with. I also feel dark energy here, and honestly, I felt that in the beginning when I showed you Prism Visions tarot like this. The top card was upside down. I've had a message like that come through before, where the upside down card being a sign of the presence of a dark energy. I feel like this is about your own darkness and transmuting that darkness into light. Your fears, the things that make you sad, the things that make you angry, how can you use that to empower you and to give you the energy and the ambition and the motivation to pursue your purpose and what you feel called to do? I feel like having a strong sense of purpose is something that's really, really going to help you keep moving forward. And I feel like you should trust that that's for a reason. This root chakra energy is actually coming through pretty strong, so that could be a particular chakra that you need to be focused on. For me personally, I haven't done, a super duper whole lot of work with chakras and stuff like that, but one that I did focus on, the chakra that I ever put the most of my attention on, is my root chakra. I'm sure over time I'll feel called to connect with other different chakras, but for me, I just, at least for the time being, I don't really feel super drawn to learn a lot about the planets or astrology, or, I do want to learn them to get me better at reading cards, but, everything happens when it's meant to. And I feel like there's a message here for someone, like, if you feel called somewhere spiritually that you feel doesn't match where other people feel called, that's okay. We're not all meant to be called in the same direction. So if you feel called, that's the beauty about spirituality to me, is it has its core, its foundation that a lot of people follow, but when it shows up where you feel called to, that's where our differences really, really come in. And I want to say shine through. Maybe there's a message here that wherever someone has a weakness, that gives someone an opportunity to show their strength, of whatever that weakness was. So just know you have your own strengths, other people have their own strengths. We all have our own weaknesses. And you could be being called to embrace your own strengths for sure. But if you have some weaknesses that you want to make strengths, you can do that too. But when it comes to investing in something, or like being committed to something, it feels like there's an attachment here that might really make commitment more challenging for you. More challenging than it needs to be. But next I am going to, I just saw a lot, so that's definitely confirmation there. But next I'm going to get a couple cards from this deck to look a little bit deeper into this. Okay, so we have, okay, this is in Italian. It says sono nervoso. I totally pronounced that wrong. I'm still working on it. But I like that it's in Italian too, because for me personally, whenever I see cards that are in Italian or messages that come through in Italian, that's a sign that that's related to my ancestors, a message related to my ancestors. Let me get a drink of water real quick. I'm really strongly feeling here that your ancestors really, really want to help you with your anxiety and having a healthier relationship with your fears. One thing I have definitely learned when overcoming my own anxiety from holding me back is sometimes overcoming anxiety is not about getting rid of the fear. It's about being okay despite that it's there, still being willing to move forward despite that you feel anxious. For me personally, reminding myself that anxiety is just a feeling, that I feel like that feels super duper significant for someone, but for me, telling myself that anxiety is just a feeling and that it doesn't have control over my actions. It only has control over my actions if I give it power. So maybe what could be really healing or helpful for someone is being open to the idea of being uncomfortable in like a nervous kind of way. Being okay with being nervous, with being afraid, because that's a really beautiful opportunity for you to embrace your courage and to really, really allow you to see your strength and what you're truly capable of. With that energy of magic, or like asking the universe and your spirit guides for support, it might be helpful for you to ask specifically your ancestors. I just saw 1, 2, 3, so someone's definitely being encouraged to communicate with their ancestors to help them overcome some sort of attachment. I feel like it's an attachment that you had in childhood but didn't grow out of, and I feel like it's more about wanting life to only be easy and not scary, like not really getting a fair chance to have a balanced appreciation for life, not really given a fair chance to not only, I don't know, this energy feels complicated. It just feels like one thing you didn't get a fair chance to explore as you were growing up is your courage, your strength, going outside of your comfort zone. And I feel like the universe, your spirit guides, especially your ancestors, are really encouraging you to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. 3, 4, 5. You feel uncomfortable for a reason. You're human. Fears are normal. And I feel like historically, they've just been painted as such a weakness, when that's just not true. It's how you look at it that makes it a strength or a weakness. You could either use your fear to make you feel small or to make you feel strong and powerful. You can either sit there and tell yourself I can't and keep yourself in a box, or you can tell yourself I can and really just feel so free. That's that liberation feeling that I'm really feeling with the devil here. So you definitely, wow, that's so interesting, because I was just reminded of the Magician card again, because I think I have a Magician card somewhere that says I can on it. The difference, I think I have another card that says something about the difference between I can and I will. But yeah, telling yourself I can, you gotta stop telling yourself I can't. Don't tell yourself I can't get out of this situation. Here's a little bit this fell on the floor, so this could be like some sort of magical energy here that I'm really, really feeling. The number 111 or 222 could be significant. I feel like this is about finding balance and really aligning and following your true path, where you're truly meant to be in life. The universe and your spirit guides want you to know that they definitely support you in that. They support you in making your dreams and your wishes come true. You just need to change the way that you look at your fears, because once you start telling yourself I can, man, it's a whole different feeling. I feel like there's an analogy here about a bird in a cage. How can you keep a bird in a cage and still expect it to sing? I feel like that is a message for someone that you can't stay where you are, because it's really dimming your light. And I just saw 555, so there's the energy of change and transformation, death, new beginnings. And I'm not saying about like actual death, but ending cycles and stuff like that. Wow, this card that we have, leave it up to the divine. I really feel that at this time, the divine, whatever you recognize as the divine, they're really, really here with you. They really want to help you have faith. Honestly, this could be, I feel like if you struggle with anxiety, you're bound to struggle with depression. So, for me personally, I'm not a doctor or anything, so you don't have to take my advice if you don't want to. But for me personally, what helped was something. I forgot. I literally forgot. So I guess maybe I'm just not. Wait, let me think for a second. Okay, for me, like, I realized that something that really, really held me back from overcoming my anxiety and my fears or having a better relationship with those was my depression, my lack of faith, my lack of hope, lack of faith in myself and what's possible for me. So maybe there's something here that you really need to repair, the sadness that you need to find closure with that's making you feel depressed and holding you back from having a healthier relationship with your anxiety. I want to make it, like, I want to just say this again, that you're human. Feeling anxiety is normal. Like, of course, a certain level of anxiety is signs of trauma, but, like, it's normal. It's still normal. That was just your brain's reaction to protect you. And now it's time for you to protect your brain and undo the thinking patterns that your brain developed to protect you, because now those same patterns or those same thoughts that were used to protect you are now working against you. So there's something very deeply, deeply connected to your inner child here. But that will be the end of your reading. I really hope that it was helpful or relevant in some way. If you liked it, hit the like button to show me that. That is the best way to support me. And if you'd like to offer even more support, you can do so by donating through the thanks button directly below the video. Absolutely not obligated, but always very much appreciated. Feel free to leave a comment down below if you have any. I'd really, really love to connect with you more. And thank you so much to those of you who have shown your support thus far. It really means a lot to me, and it really, really does make a difference. And the last thing that I want to say is thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you around.